Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and we've been using it for about 9 months. This is my primary main phone that I've been using daily with the betas, iOS 18 beta, and how its condition has lasted so far. I've used this with the case, without the case, also with the screen protector. I make sure this always has a screen protector. There's mostly just smudges of the fingerprints here and there. There's not scratches of it. Mostly up in where the camera is. There is some scratches and scuffs when I put it down. I normally put it down on a table, on the bed, but I do love how nice and how light this phone feels in your hand. I am afraid of dropping it here and there. I do have this normal case that I got when I was in California. A friend of mine did buy this case for me. It does come with a little ring so you could put it on a little stand here while you're watching videos or doing FaceTime calls. Easy just to put it around your finger. I do have Apple Care on this iPhone. I have never had to put Apple Care in the past. I've always taken care of my phones very good conditions on this one here. There's no scratch or scuffs on it. Like I said, I do normally put a screen protector on it and a case, but sometimes when I do come home I take off the case. Really do like how it feels in the hand. I have constantly had to wipe it off and take off from the stainless steel here around the phone, but there is no like dents. Normally I do, like I said, have a case and I have Apple Care just in case if I do drop it without it. Sometimes I do put this phone on a little tripod mount like here. I did scratch it just a little bit here on the side of the phone. Luckily it didn't leave a dent. I just rubbed it off with a cloth and it did come off, so there's no scratch or scuffs onto it. So far with the battery life on this is my daily phone with the iOS 18 Beta 3 running onto it. The battery is doing pretty well, surprisingly. Sometimes it does drain pretty fast throughout the day. Sometimes it just stays at a normal 80% throughout the whole day, depending on what I'm using it. So if we go into here in settings and go to battery health, right now I'm at 92% at 268 cycle count. Apple does say typically you can charge this about 1,000 cycles until you get to 80%. So depending on how many times you are constantly charging it, Apple does say that the original battery was designed to retain 80% capacity at 1,000 cycles under ideal conditions. Actual battery performance depending on the number of variables, including how iPhone is used and charged regularly. So performance pretty good so far. Apple does have a very good bright screen. So if we, depending on weather conditions, it is a bright overall screen, but it won't handle the heat when you're outside in the sun. It does dim down pretty low to not overheat the screen or the battery. So right now, currently, to how hot it is, we're at the high 90s, 85 degrees. If you do have your display to the high brightness, it will dim it down just to cool it off. I personally don't use the always on display. I just leave it completely dark. I've gotten used to having on previous iPhones all completely black when I lock the phone. A lot of people haven't had any problems or any burn-in with the always on display. Like I said, I normally just leave it off to save a little bit of battery throughout the day. With the overall heating of the iPhone when it first launched, over here on this area, it did get extremely hot when it first came out. Typically when you took it out of the box, updated it, charged it, it did get extremely hot where people couldn't even hold it in their hands. Luckily, Apple did fix that problem with a software update with MagSafe and just regular Type-C charging. It did cool it off completely, 100% changed the way it feels in your hand now. And typically it did get very hot here around the processor area. Apple did cool down the phone later on with a software update with the Neural Engine. With iOS 18, it is running a little bit hot to the touch, but not as much as it did before. Apple did fix that issue. Like I said, depending on what you're using it and what the scenario is, it does get pretty hot. With the iPhone's overall design, it looks very nice, very light. introducing the new titanium all around the phone, with the addition with the new action button here on the side. Assign it to the flashlight, silent, or anything really. With iOS 18 there is more compatibility with that. You could change it just to be silent, do not disturb, camera, flashlight, record. Basically a lot of different things that come with the new action button here on the side. But we typically have had this designed for the longest time. That's not going to change, as we know. Besides the new design of the action button, we also have been introduced to USB Type-C, which I don't typically use that often. Of course, only when I'm charging it or if I am transferring pretty large files to my computer. So far with the speakers on the iPhone 15 Pro Max, they're doing pretty well. I don't normally blast the volume at its max, so let's just play a video here just to show you an example. See how loud it is.
The phone, you can have two different Google Keeps next to each other. Oh, really? That's my nightmare. Double Keep. Have you seen my Google Keep?
So it's doing pretty good. The speakers are extremely nice depending on what you're playing as music, YouTube videos. Speakers are a little bit muffled. It just, like I said, it depends on what you're playing at the time. So far with the connectivity of the iPhone, such as Wi-Fi and cellular Wi-Fi, I haven't had any problems with it. Depending on your home's Wi-Fi, is working very good on this phone so far. If we turn off Wi-Fi and we use T-Mobile's 5G, it's working pretty well. I haven't had any drops, but I did notice if you do have a second SIM card like I do here, my business line does lose signal completely depending on the area that you're at. Right now, I'm typically in a good area. Both have like 3-4 bars. My main line on top just went all the way to 5 bars, but like I said, my business line, sometimes it cuts off completely, so I do lose signal there. And with Bluetooth connectivity, the iPhone is doing pretty well. I have my AirPods here, so if I open it up here, it does connect pretty fast. I haven't had any disconnect with Bluetooth with my AirPods here, so that's working pretty good. I haven't had any bugs with iOS 18. So for example, let's just edit the home screen real quick with customization. If you go to tinted, they change pretty fast to the tinted color or customize as you want. You go to light, notice that there's a bug there. So just depending on where you're switching it between, we go dark, automatic, back to dark, light, tinted. It does take a while, like I said. I mean, it is the beta, so it will typically freeze and lag behind on the customization. So should you buy the current iPhone 15 Pro Max or wait for the 16? I would say wait for the 16. If you haven't upgraded since the 11, 12 iPhone, you could jump on to the iPhone 15 Pro Max or wait till the 16. We're not that far away to September. We're about 2 months away. So I would say just wait, trade into what you currently have right now and upgrade it to the new 16. So far with the iPhone 15 Pro Max, it's a great phone, great looking phone, very light, very amazing design with the titanium. Overall experience, pretty good. Just the current betas, of course, there's always going to be bugs and glitches here and there, but so far, such a great phone. That's it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you like it, please hit the like button down below, subscribe if you haven't yet already, and let me know what current iPhone you have and what iOS that you're running. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.